I didn't go to the movie to see Mexicans beat up on black people. Okay, the underwater people was Mexicans.
Yeah.
Okay, they basically gentrified the movie for Mexicans. The Mexican hero, you saw it. The Mexican hero.
Yeah, but I know
he had more.
All right, spoiler-free version. Paraphrase.
He had more air time in the movie.
Okay.
Than anybody from Wakanda. So they should have. It shouldn't even been called Black Panther. It should have been called the gentrification of Black Panther by the Mexicans. But here's the point I want to get to.
Origins breaking him out.
Here's the point that I want to get to. After the Mexican god kills Queen Mother Angela Bassett, he murders her.
That's a spoiler.
Shuri has a chance to murder him back, and instead she exercises patience and says we can work together. And what does the Mexican woman say to the Mexican at the end? Why are you forming an allegiance with Wakanda?
Yeah.
You should have destroyed them. And what did he say? Don't worry. They trust us now. The Wakandans are the most powerful surface nation in the world. And we got them while we want them. So even in Black Panther, we don't learn our lesson. We are vicious with each other, never vicious with our enemies. Never vicious with our enemies. You got to force a black person to spend $1 with another African, but we will give $30 billion to the Korean hair care establishment every single year. And the Koreans have never stood up for black folks a day in our life. We are literally financing our own oppression. And we don't want to admit it because we do not want to discipline our economic dysfunctional behaviors.
I'm going to let that slide because you Dr. Umar. I hate spoilers though, but sidebar. Did you see? I did a whole video on spoilers though, but listen,
we don't own that. That's Disney.
Did you see? Did you see the first one, Black Panther 1?
Yes, I did.
How you feel about that one?
The messages were horrible. The cinematography was excellent. Shout out to Ryan Coogler. You deserve 5,000 lashes for that second one. You also deserve 5,000 lashes for the messages in the first one.
Man.
The messages in the first one were horrible. Basically, Killmonger was a metaphor for woke black Americans. Prince T'Challa, the Black Panther, was a metaphor for conservative Africans on the continent. And the message was to Africans in Africa, don't mess with those woke black Americans, because even though they woke, they're not going to respect your culture. And if you let them come to Africa, they're going to destroy everything you value sacred. And the message to African Americans was black people in Africa don't want nothing to do with you, and they do not trust you. So you should just best stay here in America and try to work with us white folks. And then to make it even worse, the CIA agent Ross, the white man,
the white guy,
he saves the day towards the end of the movie in the first movie. How in the hell can the CIA be the savior of black people when you murdered King, you murdered Malcolm, you overthrew Kwame Nkrumah, you helped the apartheid government track down and arrest Nelson Mandela. You participated in the assassination of Amilcar Cabral. You had input in Thomas Sankara. You executed Patrice Lumumba. You overthrew Maurice Bish in Grenada. We could go on and on and on about the CIA. The CIA has been Africa and African people globally. They have been our biggest problem for 50, 60 years. How dare you make them a hero in our movie?
I got a question.
Black Panther was a CIA FBI propagation movement.
Like we say in Nigeria, wahala. This particular wahala, too much, I swear. And guys, I hope you actually listened to what Dr. Umar said in this video. I'm looking at a comment here that reads, we watched a movie, he watched the message. Now he's messing with my thoughts in a great way. It's been a good minute since Black Panther 2 was released, and this video is going to be making it the second video I am making on Black Panther on this channel. The first Black Panther video we covered was from 3 weeks ago, and in that video we saw a South African woman talk about the Black Panther from an African historical perspective. That video was an interesting one. We learned so much from it. If you missed it and you want to check it out, it's linked down below in the description. But then again, here we have Dr. Umar sharing an entirely different perspective to this movie. Like, I literally just came by this video today and I thought I need to bring this to the channel and share it with you guys, because this right here is a hot take and I think we all need to hear it, and I also want to hear what you guys think. Listening to Dr. Umar break this movie down the way he did, I'm like, oh my god, this is deep, and now it hits home for me. And when Dr. Umar said even in Black Panther we still haven't learned, my jaw dropped.
So even in Black Panther, we don't learn our lesson. We are vicious with each other, never vicious with our enemies.
Again, that hit home hard for me because I'm just here like, here we are in 2022, still making the exact same mistakes our ancestors made in the past. And now we're making movies and we're still making these mistakes in movies. So I'm like, wait a minute, we cannot get it right in real life and we also cannot get it right in the movies. What is happening? Dr. Umar spoke no lies. Reading from another comment here by Bobby Brennan, he says, the last point he made about us always forgiving our enemies was hands down the biggest issue I had with this movie. The more he kept on speaking, I was just here like, oh no, my heart was going dugun, 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 because the man is speaking nothing but facts. Everything Dr. Umar said hit me somewhere very deep within. Even when he went on to give the breakdown for Black Panther 1, the way he analyzed it changed everything, right? And I know some people are going to listen to this and say, oh, it's not that deep, it's just a movie. I hope you guys can understand that in movies there are messages that they are passing across, and these messages are not always in your face like that. They are somewhat subliminal. They feed into your subconscious and giving you ideas that you presently are not aware of that you are getting, but slowly they are feeding these ideas into you, right? This reminds me of when Dr. Omar did the exact same thing with Empire, the series. You know, he broke it down, and when I listened to him do that, I was like, oh my God.
4 leading black male actors in the #1 miniseries in recent American history. You got Lucius, Andre, Hakeem, and Jamal. Lucius, you got a narcissistic black male from Philadelphia. Don't trust his baby mom. Exploits, uses women. Don't really like women, except for sex and to use them. Then you got his oldest son, Andre. Ivy League trained, accountant, white wife. Then you got his next son, which is Jamal, homosexual, in love with a white male. Then you got his youngest son, Hakeem, hip-hop head, heterosexual, doesn't trust women, uses, abuses, and exploits. How can you have 4 attractive, leading black male actors in the #1 miniseries on TV, and not a single one has a positive and healthy relationship with a black woman? You know why? Because they are socializing and indoctrinating our children. Empire ain't for you and me. We know better. Empire for our 12-year-olds. Empire for our 14-year-olds. Because if my 17-year-old daughter looks at that, she would ask herself, why would I ever want to be with a black man after watching this? And if my nephew, okay, who's 12, 13, looks at Empire and looks at the way the women conduct themselves and carry themselves, why would he ever want to be with a black woman? These shows are political, designed to brainwash black children against authentic black love.
Yeah, guys, that's basically it. I want to share all of this with you. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think. So this video is not too long. I'm going to be leaving it right here. And I'm also incorporating an extra clip at the end of this video. The clip is on the Black Panther movie as well. I want to know what you guys think about what was said in that clip. I hope you have a lovely, blessed, fun-filled weekend. Please stay safe, enjoy, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
The Black Panther, the new movie that is out, Black Panther, right? And you're all excited, you're seeing warrior women, strong women, black women, powerful women, and I have an issue with that. So if Hollywood wanted to do a fairy tale about Africa, at least I thought they could portray Africa as it is in Africa, and it's nowhere to be seen, and here's why. So me, I'm from Africa, and my mother can never go out and fight men. My mother does not go out and fight people. My mother is strong spiritually. My mother is strong as a woman and not as a man. The power that they are portraying in these women is not for women, it's for men, because here is also a problem. So in the first movie of Black Panther with T'Challa, rest in peace, that character T'Challa was a symbol of greatness, especially to the black young boys. It was a sign, it was something they could look at. It was a character they could look at and feel empowered, feel strong, feel loved, feel like they can do anything. Because if you look in history, there is a lot of characters of superhero movies who are white characters, who are white men characters. So our black boys needed this character to empower them that they can also be anything they want, and they are heroes as well. And here is also a problem. And when it comes to white women, When you look at movies like Transformers, they are saving a white woman. When you look at films like King Kong, a gorilla is saving a white woman. When it comes to films like Spider-Man, those are big movies actually. They are still saving a white woman. Don't say Zendaya. Zendaya represents biracial and mixed people, not black people. Let's stop with the ignorance. When you look at a film of Jesus, even God, it's a white man. So actually, I feel like as black people, you want to accept everything that is put in you. And because you're seeing Lupita Nyong'o, who is East African, as an African, represented in Hollywood, and is playing as a woman warrior, you're like, oh my God, we are represented. What are you represented in? You, a black woman in Africa, can you go and fight in the war? Can you go and fight men? Because we need to talk about these things. You know, I cannot. When was the last time you saw a black woman being portrayed as innocent, a black woman being saved, a black woman being shown love? And I'm tired of these strong black women. Other women are also strong and independent. Why are they not named? Why us? And in Africa, we have kingdoms. Those kingdoms have kings and queens. In the first movie, there was the king and the queens. In this movie, it's just women. That is not how Africans move. We have kings in our homes. Black men are strong men. Black boys are strong boys. Let's not take our men's power away. That movie is taking away black men's power, and I am not into it. That movie does not represent me as an African, as a black person. I'm not into it. Can we wake up? Just because you're seeing black people in movies, you're excited about it? Let's wake up.